some years now, this rumor about this building in Las Vegas had been in the air. And then probably 2 years ago, maybe a little more, I got the phone call from Bono saying that maybe U2 would open this place. The tricky thing for me was starting with the building, starting with the screen, because even outside of U2, all of the shows I've ever done really that use big pictures, the visual surface, if you like, the canvas, is born of the idea. It's not the other way around. So with Innocence and Experience, say we didn't start by thinking, hey, it'd be great to have this big billboard. It came from as a tool for storytelling about Cedarwood Road onwards, and so on and so on. So to start with the screen was really unusual for me, and I felt quite uncomfortable with it. And also the thought of trying to marry the scale of a human being with a building that's big enough to fit the Statue of Liberty inside. All of those things were tricky, but as we always do, we tend to start the U2 show process. We all get together for a weekend, and day one is great fun, and if we haven't seen each other for a while, we can all just catch up, see what we've been doing, completely blue sky it, listen to new music if there is some, and just let rip. And then we all sleep on it, get together the following day and say, okay, what are we actually going to do? And start to dig into it. As always, narrative leads, and the goal of the show is we have to know what that is kind of going in. This time, the great gift, of course, was performing Achtung Baby, which goes hand in hand with Zoo TV, but I didn't know if this would reference Zoo TV at all, or if we'd really focus on the album itself and seeing what it means now. Of course, given this canvas, it really would have been rude not to reference Zoo TV. So what's happened is we've ended up starting with that.
I'm ready for the laughing gas.
Not to get it over with exactly, but there's a certain amount of expectation with this record and a multimedia show. So let's just put it out there, see what we can do. We took lessons from Zoo TV because the running order of the album isn't great for live. We didn't want to feel obliged to play the album in order like we did with Joshua Tree. And that was liberating. And it was really fun, actually, to dig out the Zoo TV set list and realize that 30 years later, it could stand up exactly as it is.
Oh damn, look at this, this is cool!
I was always keen that the audience would walk into this space and it would be something.
This is crazy, look at it. Yo, this is gonna be sick.
And that it would stay, that it would remain that something until the start of the show. So basically, as Devlin would say, we declared its materiality. We decided this is a place, and especially on opening night, people coming in had no idea what the Pantheon is the only way the building has ever looked.
Oh, and I know they're gonna kill it tonight, because this is like the 360 tour times 10. Look at this.
So that was really exciting, and of course the longer it sits there, the more you just accept it, and so when it splits open, it's incredibly powerful. This room, it has no corners, and we navigate space by corners. You know how big the room you're in is because you can see the corners. And here, not only are we in a room with no corners, but we can create our own corners. And so when I realized the shape-shifting potential of the room, and your brain buys it completely, that's when I started to get really excited. The thing about this show, though, and they were very understanding, I pointed out early on that we are building an ocean liner. This is not a dinghy, and there are no last-minute changes of course. You know, we can do incremental changes given enough time, but once this thing launches, it's very, very hard. Just the time involved in making video files this big. But at 16K, a minute of footage would take a week to render. The band were very understanding that we had to make decisions earlier than usual and stick to them. There are places for all of them to perform. And even though some of the songs that have to tie into the video, obviously they're kind of on train tracks for those, but they've really got that down where if they need to go around the block one more time, they can pause, they can loop things. It's an incredibly sophisticated relationship with the technology to give them the best of both worlds, where we can run these things that need to be dead in sync, but also they're still in, it is following them, they are not following it. And that's really what it comes down to.
Where the streets have no name. Where the streets have no name.
Bono found John Gerard, who saw John Gerard's flags, and it was just a no-brainer. Again, the lightness of touch in terms of the eco message without words. Really, really extraordinary symbols. And of course, flags have been part of U2's iconography anyway.
John Gerard, this is for you.
And John actually made the white flag for the show. You know, it ties into the white flag from the war tour and everything, so that was really, really a beautiful rhyme. And then Marco Brambilla, sometimes you get lucky. I just saw his work. Near where I live, there was an installation of a piece called Heaven's Gate, which were actually running on the outside of the Sphere sometimes. And I took one look at this and thought, A, this was obviously created by the lunatic. And B, I wonder if that lunatic would come and work with us. So we got in touch. He's absolutely delightful, and we gave him the touchstone of Elvis, and he went off and made that extraordinary thing. There were some songs that just didn't quite settle, for me, in terms of getting the visuals right. Some songs, from day one, we were just in. The whole opening, that all just landed immediately and we were in. But there were three songs. There was Trying to Throw Your Arms Around the World, So Cruel, and Ultraviolet, which just wouldn't settle. And we tried all kinds of different things. And if a show is going well, and particularly because we're not on tour, it was actually fun to have these puzzles to try and work out, because we know the whole thing is such an enormous triumph that it was actually quite nice to have these little puzzles to figure out. And the door in Arms Around the World is finally what made it. And that came out of a dream, actually. So the moving pavement, the sidewalk, that I thought of to give him something to do, something to respond to. And of course the balloon is fantastic. But we needed a destination, you know, what's the point of all this? And then I just had a dream about this door. But of course Bono absolutely made it his own by the keyhole, the porthole camera thing, which is fantastic.
I got a balloon.
That's a really great example of how the collaboration works, where I mean Bono would say good ideas get better by themselves, but actually sparking off each other and having enough creative trust to be able to let go and watch an idea get better. And then Ultraviolet, finally, we solved with a giant mirror ball, so there we go. To be honest, most of the show I still find remarkable to watch, even though I know exactly what's going to happen. And part of the joy of it is watching the audience. I love watching the audience. It's just a joy seeing people embrace how big and wonderful and absurd the whole thing is.
Baby, baby.
And what's been great about working with U2 is they've always been very ambitious, but creatively ambitious. We've always been very interested in new technology and what's coming, but the technology has to serve the show. With U2's Innocence and Experience tour, there was a very clear narrative in the album. They wanted to look at two sides of the same thought. You know, how do you be a group of people growing up together and conquering the world, essentially. And then the other side of that coin is when you've done that, how do you get home, really? How do you be grown-ups? How do you deal with everything that life brings to you? Previous tour, the last tour, with stadiums, football stadiums played in the round to sometimes 100,000 people. U2 felt that they wanted now to change that space completely and go indoors, do more shows indoors, to really get that intensity, because playing under a roof, playing inside a building under a roof, is a very intense experience when you have that amount of energy. Zoo TV was a remarkable tour. I had been working a lot in the US, and touring video systems were becoming a viable thing. There was something to be done using this new video technology, and so when I came back together with U2, everything just fell into place. Bono said, I tell you what, let's not talk about video, let's tell the world that U2 is taking a television station on the road.
Slapping him down, we're talking 100, 200, 300.
The first big high-tech shows, which were Zoo TV and Pop Mart, were very, very concept-driven. We proposed this idea of taking what you call video pixels and putting them on some kind of material so they could be spread out, making video pictures the size of the end of a football stadium.
What's on your mind? Come on, Charlie.
I'm looking forward to coming home. Tell my wife I love her very much. She knows.
The holy grail, we felt, was to be able to play in a stadium in the round. Because it seemed a terrible shame. Like with the Vertigo stage, magnificent though it was, every night I would look at it and you could see that behind the stage, there's a whole stand of empty seats. We built a video screen, which was very big, and it opened up into a big lattice cylinder.
Get on your boots. Get on your boots, yeah.
Certainly you go to see any younger group and it's amazing. I mean, every single person is there looking at it through their phone. We just filmed the U2 show in Paris before Christmas, and Hamish Hamilton was the director of the shoot. And many, many times he has used that look. You have the performer on stage, and then in front of them, there's like 100 small versions of that same shot. Imagine what a live show will look like in 10 years' time and try and build that show now.
Here the Edge has a complex named after Sheffield University. I don't know if you know this. They have it's called the Edge. You can drink there. You can sleep on Edge. You can. It's very. I think it's good. That's very. Thank you. Is what Edge wants to say for naming that building after him. Now. It's a very special night for us to be in Sheffield because the man who designed all this, our show designer, this is his town. Willie Williams is his name, and he's been working with us since he was 12. So, 1982, we hooked up with Willie Williams, and it is his birthday. And I would ask his hometown to sing him happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Willie Williams. Happy birthday to you. There he is over there at Chippenham. Up on the second tier there. All right, Edge, what do you want to play? Thank you, Willie. Thank you. Not enough other words.